Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Project E46. In this episode, I'm continuing on with the shifter rebuild process. In the previous episode, I managed to get the shifter and the shifter assembly out of the car, and now I'm going to be doing the actual rebuilds. It's all new bushings, some cleaning and painting, and then the reassembly process. You'll notice that while I'm in there doing that cleaning and painting bit, I'm painting stuff bright blue. If you're wondering what that is, that's a color called Satin Lagoon, which is the unofficial color of our garage. A lot of our projects end up having some Satin Lagoon accents on them. Like the 240 has some Satin Lagoon stuff, and some of our other cars do as well. And it's become kind of a theme with this car. You're going to notice a lot of things on this car are going to become Satin Lagoon. So it's kind of just the running motif of the car, black and Satin Lagoon. So if you're wondering what that's all about, that's what it is. Yeah, let's just jump into it. Let's cut straight to the footage. Here we go. All right. Here is my shifter arm. It's filthy. I'll paint it Satin Lagoon too. Why not? This bushing needs to come out. It's toast. I have replacement Teflon bushing from the ECS kit. With all BMW OEM bushings that are sort of double-sided like this, they have a lip on both sides. You're supposed to press them out technically, but since I'm replacing this, I don't really give a shit about this bushing. I'm just gonna hit it with a pick and a screwdriver and yank it out. So. See? All right, easy as that. Now I'm going to clean this up and paint it Satin Lagoon. So here is the shift carrier and the shift selector in Satin Lagoon. Alright, let me get them together. Yes. All that SL goodness. Alright, so I'm looking at most of the pieces of the shifter assembly next to the ECS shifter rebuild kit. And the shifter rebuild kit's pretty complete. There's a few things that are different. They only gave me 2 of these nylon washers. The car needs 4, so I just reused 2 of the nicer ones. These clips right here, I took off in the very beginning of the shifter carrier, are different than the parts that they gave me here. So I need to check and see if these are compatible. They look different to me. I need to see if they work the same. Here's the little idler. Let me look this up for you. Here's the idler, new and old. I'm sorry, it's super dark. Let me get some light. Here's the old one. You can see the bushing is toast. It's super floppy and soft. The new one's appreciably firmer, so that's good. Here is the shift joint rod, I think the shift joint arm that basically allows your shifter to go left and right. Here's the old one. The inner area has a foam insert. It's totally trashed in the old one. Here's the new one. The foam insert's completely full. Nice, that's the difference. Everything else looks pretty explanatory. I'm a bit curious about the shifter carrier bushings they gave me. I know the shifter carrier opening is oblong. These look more oblong than my carrier. I guess I'll find out when I go to reassemble. Everything else looks pretty much good to go, so I'll update you in a couple minutes. Lost threshold on the beats right now. Killing it. Teflon bushings installed. Alright, so let's reinstall the carrier. Time to reinstall the carrier. Move this light so you can see something. Is that correct? That's correct. That looks correct. Alright. What's up? So that's still a lot of free play. I'm not sure how much that is normal. Alright, these ECS bushings have a lot of play. Alright, why don't you fit? There we go. Let me install the idler. Grab that. Alright, the idler is directional, arrow pointing forward, and an arrow pointing up. Where's my hammer? So it has the groove. I need to figure out how to get it in the groove. Like that. Alright. There are two grooves in the idler. Up here. There are two grooves in the idler. You need to make sure they line up with the little retaining tabs right here on the other side. Alright, idler's in place. Okay. Alright, let's keep assembly going. What's next? I think it's this, the rod, the rod thing. So the new director weight with the C-clip around it, foam insert, and the new cotter pin centerpiece. Has to press it from the bottom. Basically how I removed it. Alright. Alright, so it looks like it sits like this. Let's go. Cover pin. So, put solder pin in. By magic. Why is this not going in? Oh god. Let's go. Okay. Doing this blind is not easy. Go down. Son of a bitch. Alright. Lining up this dowel pin's real bitch. Hello there, it's me again. Sorry the footage cut off quite abruptly. The GoPro died. I kind of just kept on keeping on. You can see I was getting a little bit frustrated there at the end trying to reassemble the whole shifter assembly. I ended up getting my big hammer and hitting that dowel pin on the side with the broadside until it knocked into place. And then I was able to put back on the lower part of the shift assembly, bolt it all back together, and then obviously put the shifter back to the center console and attach that in as well. I did want to make some notes for anyone who's doing a shifter rebuild process and has some questions with their E46. When I finished the rebuild, I noticed my shifter was kind of leaning over to the right-hand side of the car, and I couldn't quite figure out why. I ended up taking the whole thing apart and doing it all over again, only to find out that that was still the case, and the shifter's kind of flopping over to the side. I did some Googling and found out that's a very common thing that happens to E36s and E46s as they get older. I believe they're called the shift detent pins. They basically help locate the shifter in the different gears. Basically, those wear out with age, so the shifter kind of loses its initial alignment. So like if you put the shifter into neutral, it kind of sticks near the third and fourth gear gate. Normally when the shift detent pins wear out, it kind of loses that sense of location. I've noticed that most people say it's kind of a pain in the ass to repair that, so they kind of just let it be, and what ends up happening is that although the shifters may occasionally be floppy when the transmission is cold, as the transmission warms up, I guess the detent pins kind of come back into alignment and the shifter kind of goes back into its normal spot. It doesn't seem to affect anything. That's kind of just a quirk of the platform, I guess. But ever since doing the shifter rebuild, the shifter is much tighter, which is very nice. I actually know what gear I'm going into now. It's still not like short shifter tight or modern car tight, but it's much improved. I'm no longer scared I'm going to have a money shift or go from like 5th instead of 3rd, or God forbid 1st instead of 3rd. Yeah, that's kind of long and short of it. I'm kind of rambling, but that's the shifter rebuild process done. I apologize I could not film the very end of it there, but it's not as stupid as it sounds. It's the opposite of the removal process. Obviously, dealing with the top of the shifter, you hear me mumbling that I can't actually see what I'm doing. You kind of have to use the force and kind of feel it out, especially for the top part, the bitch clip and that weight. You can't really see what you're doing when you're under the car. You kind of just have to feel it out. So it takes a lot of fumbling around. It took me like an hour and a half or 2 hours to do the full shifter rebuild, in case you're wondering how long it takes to do it. I wouldn't say it's hard. It's very annoying to get some of the stuff that's on the very top of the transmission, short of lowering the transmission, but I wasn't doing that this time around. But yeah, definitely something you need to do as your car gets older. Hopefully these parts last quite a long time. And with that, this video comes up to a close. The next video is going to be really juicy. I think everyone who has an E46 should watch the next few episodes. It's going to be very important, whether or not your E46 is a daily driver or a track car. But I wanted to thank everyone again for watching. Again, the comments have been super awesome overall. Sorry the videos are taking more than a couple days to come out at a time. It's been very busy, my personal life, and very busy with this car. I'm sitting in it right now. Obviously that's in a future episode and you'll see exactly why I've been so busy. But yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully try to have 1 to 2 episodes out every week, maybe more, fingers crossed. Yeah, thanks for your time. Have a good day. Bye!